Okay, the following is a tutorial on how to import new characters and rig them in Starlite Astronaut Academy. I've just imported Bart, and basically I took the FBX file and dropped it, and this was generated. We don't even need to look at that. And the first thing I do is go to the rig and set it up for Mechanim by selecting Humanoid. Now it's done. So I applied that, and it's all ready to go. I'm not even going to configure anything. I'm going to assume that this is all perfect. If you want to, you can configure and look at the bones and see if they need alignment, but we're not doing that because we are using T-pose generated from rig at Miximo, and that costs you 30 bucks, but there's your rig. So what we're going to do is go and look at what is generated in the game. The code, which is a prefab for the island, is right here. And by default, the character is this written out in text as character island recruit girl prefab. So let's go look at that because we're going to duplicate her and get her ready to be used for Bart and change this to Bart. So there's character island recruit girl prefab, and we are going to duplicate that prefab. Well, I guess the way we have to duplicate it is by dragging it in, copying it, pasting it. Now, renaming it to Character Island Bart Prefab. So we copied that into the hierarchy. And now we have a new prefab sitting here that I'm going to drag into where this lives, which if we look at the bottom is 03 Mechanim Network Avatar Resources, Mechanim Network Avatar Resources, 03 Prefabs, Mechanim Network Avatar Resources, and we are going to drag BART Prefab in. Now we have the BART Prefab into the entire system, and you notice that the character that's in here is female island uniform character rigged. We actually need that to be Bart. So what I'm going to do is open another project folder. Actually, yeah, I need another project folder. So open another project folder, and in this one, I'm going to drag it so that I can see both at the same time. There's two project folders, reduce that, so we're just looking at texts. And where we pulled the character in the first time was sitting here inside of models, crew astronaut for a Mechanim, Bart. So there's Bart rigged right there. Okay, and I'm going to lock that now that I can see it, and over here I'm going to go back to my prefabs, Mechanim, Network Avatar, Resources folder, and I'm going to get the BART one out of the left-hand side and drop it in here. Replace anyway, yes. Now we're just going to look at what we've done. Here's the girl. She's here. She has a camera pivot. There's lots of things. Here's Bart. Bart doesn't have a camera pivot, so we're going to copy a camera pivot. No, probably be easier to do it up here. Let me close this project window. So we have this one here. I'm going to paste it into here, and that should give me a camera pivot. Camera pivot is necessary for the MMO controls camera. I have nothing in here but an animator, so I need to go and get all of this stuff. Tons of stuff. Capsule collider, animator, everything else. So that wasn't the best way to do it. I'm going to delete that and start over. So we paste her into here, call it Bart, and look at the content. So character island Bart. We have a camera pivot and the female island character rigged. And up here, I'm gonna delete that and pull the Bart one in. Great. Now we have two, and everything is set up. So this female island character, the hips and so on, need to be in this level. So we're going to go and grab the Bart model, and we will actually create a game object. And call that Bart rigged. See if we need to do this or not. I'm going to put it in. Bart rigged. And then go find my Bart. There's Bart rigged. I'm just going to have a look at the... Oh, he's already good to go, so delete that. Delete this. And take Bart rigged and drag it right into that prefab. And with the prefab selected, apply everything. And then we are going to remove the female island character with the group and the hips at the top level out of this prefab and apply it. And now we should have a Bart. And we don't need these here because they're characters that appear in the game, but in the photon code we need to say that we want to have the Bart character island prefab, character island Bart, to be the character that gets spawned, and then we will see if he runs. And that should be all we need. Let's see if there's an error. And we go. Oh, and there's Bart. Bart's idling. His arms are... His arms are kind of messed up, but that's okay. Well, it's just... it's because he's got wider shoulders than your typical rig, so I think I can fix this in the way that the animations are applied. And he's looking pretty good, other than that. He's got some arm problems, but we'll fix that. I'll just continue this tutorial as long as I can until I run out of time, which is 15 minutes. Okay, so let's go look at my import settings for Bart. And Bart will be on my rigged import, configure the model, and see if I can fix the tweakage. Oh, everything should work fine. It's because his arms are farther apart. But you fix that, right? Hmm. Yeah, in Mixamo, you're able to set the width of the shoulders, right? Did you have to do that with him? No? It could be just a different animation. I'm using a girl animation for the running. That would be part of it. Okay, so I'm going to do some code and I'll do a part two.